Hey guys, my name's John. I'm the owner of this 2003 Cobra that you're looking at here for sale. The ad pretty much sums up this car. I just wanted to make a quick little video to kind of go over some things that maybe you can't tell from the ad, or I think videos are worth 1,000 words in that aspect. But I want to kind of go over the car a little bit with you, show you the engine, do a little startup clip for you, show you pictures of the interior, maybe some suspension underneath the car, kind of give you a quick little synopsis of the car. So we'll start underneath the hood. As mentioned in the ad, got the Gen 2 2.3 TVS GT500 throttle body with a JLT intake. All Metco pulleys on the front accessory drive and the rear. Also, as mentioned, this engine was completely built by NPR. Tim Eichhorn, if you know that name, you know NPR. This guy knows his Mustang stuff. 10.5-to-1 compression, Gibtech billet pistons, brand new Manley rods, H-beams, brand new Manley forged crank, built to Tim's specs. This car comes with a complete build sheet from Tim. Maxima Motorsports caster camber plates, got the Scott Rod Fab inner fender panels, nice little touch to clean things up a little bit underneath the engine bay. MagnaFuel fuel regulator. This car does have a return style fuel system, runs purely on E85, however you can use any fuel that you want. It's got Walbro dual 465 fuel pumps, CFM valve cover breather there. Those guys are local to me, so got to give them some props. And yes, those are nitrous solenoids. However, I don't use it. I use it on the dyno just to kind of see what it would do. Occasionally I'll use it, but this car made 884 with a 75 shot of nitrous on it. Show you the wheels. Weld Alumistar 17 by 4.5s up front with Weld RTS 15 by 10.5s in the back with the Mickey Thompson ET Pro radial. This car hooks extremely well with this radial. I've been a 125 60 foot with this car, and that's a fun ride. Kind of go over the suspension if I can get a clear shot of it, but everything on this car is completely new. All brand new UPR suspension, chromoly K-member, brand new from UPR. Got the oil pan savers, TIG Vision oil pan savers. The suspension on this car is all Viking Crusaders. Coilovers front and rear. The Crusaders are their race valving, so this car's ready to hook up, and it does. These lines you're looking at here are from the oil filter relocation kit. Still has factory power steering, factory AC, cruise control. Everything on this car works. 1 7/8" American Racing headers with 3-inch collectors. Stock Cobra brakes on the front and the back. Show you the engine, or the interior, sorry. Interior is mostly stock. I didn't want to hack this car up. It's still a street car. I drive it to work every now and then. The roll bar is a Maxima Motorsport 6-point bolt-in roll bar with the swing-out door bar option. So it's got the pins in here to keep the door bar in place. Factory seats in the front as well as the rear. That's just a camera mount there in case you want to take some in-car video at the track. But yeah, guys, mostly stock on the inside. Got the AEM wideband, oil pressure gauge, stock gauge cluster. The transmission in this car is a FTI Turbo 400. Bought this brand new from FTI. You can see all the specs in the ad. Hurst pistol grip shifter, transmission temperature gauge there, stock radio, AC, everything works. In the center console, this is for the nitrous if you so choose to use it. Just a nice little custom panel there. I don't like to have wires and switches just strung out everywhere, so Kind of did that to kind of clean things up. And that's just a wiring diagram on how everything's hooked up, just in case. Give you a shot of the back here. UPR battery relocation kit. And obviously to be NHRA legal, you got to have a cutoff switch for it. That just goes right through the factory taillight. So the battery's in there. Got a rear mount ice tank. As we all know, this is a root style blower, so they like cold air, like cold water. So I fill that thing completely full of ice. It holds about, I can probably hold about 20 pounds of ice in that thing. And I circulate that during the run, and it keeps the IA2 and the downstreams at a reasonable level. Cooler is faster. There's the nitrous bottle. Now, as I mentioned, the wiring. I'm an engineer by trade, and I can't stand hacked up wiring or wiring that's just everywhere. So what I did was every relay in this car I have on this custom panel that I made, and I labeled everything. That way if anything goes wrong or if you need to check anything, it's labeled. Positive wires are red, ground wires are black. I also have every ground wire going to a ground bar instead of just grounding it to the body of the car. I've seen a lot of crappy work, so I wanted to make it as nice and easy as possible for everybody. Now, this is a booster pump, and they're used mostly for the fuel pump. However, this car does not need a booster pump for the fuel system. This is in there to run the intercooler pump inside this tank. And I have it hooked up to the typical booster pump knob here. So at the track, what you can do is when you're circulating water through this thing, you can crank this up to 16 volts and run this intercooler pump on 16 volts and get a little bit more flow out of it. Every little bit matters. A little bit more flow never hurts anybody. Go around to the other side, passenger side. It's also worth mentioning that this car does also have a J&S Vampire knock detection system on it. Obviously, back in 2003, these cars did not come with any kind of knock detection. It was somewhat of a thing of the past back then. Well, when you get into this kind of a caliber car, you want some sort of detection as far as knock goes. So with the addition of this, it keeps everything safe. If something happens, like a fuel pump doesn't come on and the car goes lean, starts to detonate, when the J&S activates, you'll see it on that gauge and it will pull timing automatically. Awesome feature. If that thing ever activated, it's already paid for itself, because as we all know, it's not very cheap to build one of these cars. This also has an MD Racing lean protection module, similar to what AEM has come out with their fail-safe widebands, but this is another module that connects to the PCM, and you determine what air-fuel ratio you want the ignition timing to be cut off at. So if the car ever goes above, say, I don't know, 12.0 on air fuel, it will shut the computer down and save your engine. This car also has that. And that can be programmed at any time you want. So now that you've seen the car, we'll go ahead and start it up and get you a little idle clip. Starts right up all the time. 28,000 miles. that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to message me or give me a call, email me. Thanks for watching.